Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here for On the Bubble, and today we're going to take a look at another standard deck. This time we're going to take a look at Serperior. So this is a deck that I've been working on with my good buddy Travis Nunlist. I don't think either of us are attending Florida Regionals. Some of the people that we are playing with are. I personally won't be there to play. I live pretty far away, but it's Standard Monday, and I thought we would check out some cool ideas. Superior just kind of exists as a way to play this sort of aggressive non-EX, and even though it's a stage 2, you have things like Forest of Giant Plans to help you out. Mainly, it's just, as you can see, it attacks for 1 energy, and if you use Coil, you can boost the attack of Slashing Strike the next turn. Um, you can hit for 180 if you do Coil into Slashing Strike, so that can be pretty nice. Just kind of a really fast, aggressive deck that plays off of the idea that you are a non-EX and you're kind of trading prizes favorably. That's something we talk about a lot in the current metagame is kind of the prize trade-off where you're saying, okay, I'm a non-EX, maybe I'm not attacking for as much, or maybe I'm not doing as much, or maybe I'm a little bit slower, or whatever it happens to be, but whenever you knock me out, you're only taking a single prize. The other big thing that the Superior deck gets is Servine. As you can see, the Serpentine Strangle ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So, in addition to kind of being a non-EX, you can also slow down your opponents. You're not going to be one-shotting many things with Superior. So, a quick Servine, maybe get a heads on that, and slow them down for a few turns and get kind of even more ahead in that trade. The rest of the deck, we have a Virizion. I haven't actually played too many games with the deck, but I think the main idea behind this is just kind of another attacker to go with it. I think both of the attacks are probably fine. If you're using Bailout, you're probably pretty far behind, but it's not that much different than a Revitalizer turn or something like that. And prize count can be good if you do happen to go down in prizes while you're setting up. I know Travis told me he particularly wasn't super confident about this card, so I wouldn't be surprised if anyone cut it or if someone's on a different idea, but I thought I'd try it out for the video. We also have a 2-2 Octillery line, just kind of the best non-EX option for drawing cards. We're trying to avoid playing EXs at all. Playing Shamans in this deck would allow us a little bit more explosiveness, but we are just trying to kind of cut our opponents off of that entirely. Looking over the rest of the deck, pretty standard. We do have 2 Revitalizer, letting us get back our Pokemon. You can even do something like get back, a Servine and a Snivy if you need to go off with Forest Giant Plants that turn and paralyze them. And besides that, we've got 1 Enhanced Hammer. Travis, when we and Travis were talking, he said this could probably be anything. So I'm not sure if the Enhanced Hammer, similar to the Virizion, is really a complete necessity in the deck, but I thought I would try it out. 4 Sycamore and pretty standard. We got 1 Lysander. Giovanni's Scheme, just to bail you out of tough situations and do a little bit extra damage. Bursting Balloon, also pretty important here. Sometimes your damage just isn't going to be enough, and Bursting Balloon can stop an attack or at least boost that damage a little bit. And yeah, 8 Grass Energy. You don't need much. You're attacking for 1 most of the time. 2 if you ever use Price Count. We got a Teammate, so pretty standard stuff outside of the couple cards I mentioned. So let's hop in a few standard games and see what happens. Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here. Just going to play another match with the Superior deck. Ooh, I lost a flip. I actually do wish I was going to Orlando. The standard format seems pretty interesting. I am a big fan of Expanded. I think the kind of general consensus is a lot of people don't like Expanded, but I actually think it's pretty cool. But I've just played, we've kind of played it for so long that I'm really interested to try out Standard. I haven't played too much of it, but it does seem like a fun format, so I'll definitely be interested to see the results from that tournament. Our hand is not looking so good, so we'll have to see what these first few turns brings. Looks like we're playing against Magnezone Raikou. But yeah, I don't know. I think there is a local group streaming the Orlando regionals, so I'll definitely be watching that when that happens. Seems like a really cool event to watch. It's really cool how the kind of all the regionals are on different dates now, and I hope that local groups step up and stream more of them. It'd be kind of cool to have a huge log of Pokemon recorded matches. I know Mr. Ren 123 streamed the expanded regionals in Arizona, which was pretty cool. I watched a lot of that when I wasn't busy during the weekend. That was pretty fun. Let's see what we draw. Ultra Ball. Okay. So I think we can go attach to one of these. So this is one of the inherent issues with not running a Shaman, is that you can't kind of go off this turn. But I think we can actually Ultra Ball like this, and then the question is whether we get a Remoraid or a Servine to turn on like a possible supporter draw or level ball. I think I'm going to go ahead and get Servine just because we don't actually need that much. Play the Forest, evolve here, hope to hit the Paralysis. Nope. Alright, pass turn. So I have no cards in hand, not looking too good here, but our opponent is not exactly going off either, doesn't seem like, so we'll have to see how these next couple turns go. And we can also play from behind, not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, we are playing against a non-EX deck, so that's going to kind of take away that advantage from us, but we are still in the game if we draw things coming up here. Let's look what they got here. Trainer's Mail, the Magnezone. Yep, okay. There's a Magneton. Gonna go ahead and hit us down. Oh, no, it doesn't even attack, just passes the turn. We draw a grass. I guess we probably just don't even attach. They're gonna knock us out next turn, I imagine. We don't really need much. Let's just ship the turn back. And hope we can draw something. There's the Magnezone. Alright, this game just got a lot harder for us, but that's okay. Gonna power up a big Raikou, and this is where something like the Paralysis flip might be nice if we can get it. Ooh, that Lysander's huge. That's gonna set us back a bit. Alright, so I think we just have to promote like this, hope to draw something. Alright, Bursting Balloon's fine. Let's go ahead and attach and then just ship the turn back. So definitely need to draw something in the I guess next turn. He can take a knockout. Our opponent can take a knockout here, and then take a knockout the next turn as well. And Rough Seas makes it a little bit harder just because we don't have that forest out anymore. This Raikou is getting huge. And if I'm my opponent, I just take the 60 off of the burst. Oh, that's just a Lysander again, yeah. Okay, this is not a great position for us, but that's okay. One more draw step. Boom. Alright, let's see what happens. Sycamore. Ooh, called shot. Nice. Alright. Let's see if we can get back in this game. Play this. Play this. Jeez. Alright, so we can Ultra Ball like this. Let's Ultra Ball. I think we just get... No, we need to... It'd be really nice to be able to play the Servine this turn. So, like... this, I guess, we draw... Okay, so we Ultra Ball, discard Forest and Energy. We get an Octillery, pass, play Octillery, play... Okay, actually, I think we do this. Get rid of this. Get an Octillery. This line of play is really soft to Lysander, but we don't have much in the way. Like if they have Lysander, we're going to be pretty dead anyway. So let's go ahead and bail out like this, and then ship the turn back. So our opponent having the Raikou just kind of already set up is going to be really difficult for us. We're going to need to like hit a favorable paralysis flip before we start attacking, and they're going to take a knockout here on the Vrizzing down to 3. So it's going to be pretty hard for us to come back at this point, but that Sycamore was a great draw. Like kept us in the game rather than being actually just eliminated. So there's still a chance. On the bright side, our opponent, or on the downside, our opponent does have the artillery, but on the bright side, they don't have like another attacker set up really yet. Well, there's an Ampharos, interesting. All right, not too afraid of that. I think I'd rather play against this than Raikou's, but they do get to accelerate a bunch and then just do 100 for 4, but that's not too big of a deal. No Lysander there's good. We just gotta hope this works out for us. So promote here. Let's go ahead and evolve. Favorable flip would be nice. No, all right. Play this. Play this. Play this. Is it gonna matter if we do 20 extra damage? I don't think so. Let's draw 4 and see what we can get cooking. All right. This is good. This is good. This. Ooh, we hit it. All right. Revitalizer goes like this. We need to get some energy. Now let's draw some cards. Did not hit an energy, unfortunately. Interesting. So our opponent is paralyzed, which is nice. We don't need to play the other Snivy. No reason to buy back any supporters right now. We do have energy. Let's just go ahead and shuffle the energy back in and use all our abilities. I just go ahead and pass the turn. Not being able to attack there is huge. Like we were talking about kind of getting the paralysis flip to set our opponent back, but that was assuming that we could attack here. So that's going to be kind of rough. Our Bursting Balloon's going to go away too. Looks like we're getting Mega Ampharos. Got rid of another candy. I see. Boom. Let's check out this bad boy. Well, he's going to draw some cards first. All right, the Mega Evolution comes down. All right. Yeah, okay, I remember. I try to have like a basic memory of all of the cards. Like when they come out, I try and memorize them just for commentating and stuff, but as cards like see less and less play, it kind of falls to the wayside. It's a Super Rod. Alright, gonna attach some energy. Clement, what a cool supporter. And I don't have to give attached at all this turn, so they can just go ahead and attach and then, or Magnetic Circuit and then attach. So yeah, we are getting bodied, but not all hope is lost. Okay, so let's Ultra Ball, get rid of these two, get another Servine. I would like to use the ability. We do not hit. Let's just take the, do we actually just draw 3 here, or do we wait? Let's just actually Sycamore and see what happens. We're drawing a ton of cards, shouldn't be super relevant. Oh, it's our only option. Let's just not even take it then. Floatstone here. Go ahead and just draw 1. And let's go ahead and use Slashing Strike. So yeah, we're probably just dead here. Our opponent has a fully built up Ampharos. They have a Octillery on board. We haven't even taken one prize. I drew a Sycamore, although it wasn't too relevant because I have the Octillery to draw so many cards anyway. There goes our Forest, although that doesn't really matter at this point, although we'll let them heal and just kind of continue the destruction. Gonna go ahead and attach a bunch of energy. Gonna go ahead and heal. Our opponent just doesn't even need to worry about this Ampharos. Like that, if anything goes wrong, they just have the Ampharos waiting in the wings, and then they just have this Raikou that is nowhere near getting hurt. Let's just go ahead and promote like this. Okay, so if we can set up a turn, we can do 120. That still won't do anything because I'll get to heal it all. So let's attach and did find the Serperior. That's nice. Bursting Balloon. Drop this. Make our deck a little bit better by taking this Octillery. Let's draw some cards. Evolve to Serperior. Let's just go ahead and Slashing Strike and see what happens. I think if our opponent didn't have the Ampharos at this point, like if they would have kind of kept struggling to set up another Pokemon, we would maybe be a little bit better positioned here. But with 2 prizes left, they're going to take a prize this turn. They're going to go down to 1 prize and just kind of have any amount of options to win the game and just so much time as well. So not a great spot to be in, but we drew pretty weird this game. And I think the only cool part about this game is that it really showed that we're kind of still doing our things. Like, we are a stage 2 deck, whatever, but we have the Forest Giant Plants. We only attack for 1 energy. Like, it wasn't, besides, you know, we didn't draw for so long, and our opponent was able to set up 2 Pokemon and just kind of go through with this monstrous Raikou. But we did kind of get to do what we wanted to do, even though it was too little too late, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything we can actually do. But let's play, let's play it out. And our opponent's to 1, we go to 5. Yeah, no way to recur Serperior or anything. Or sorry, Servine or anything rather. So yeah, not a great game from our side, but we did get some pretty weird draws. Opponent's deck looks interesting. I don't know how relevant the Ampharos is versus just kind of taking being more aggressive with Raikou, but Ampharos certainly seems like it can clean up and maybe accelerate some energy in a pinch. So interesting stuff all around. Virizion was actually kind of interesting in this game. We got back our Pokemon, which helped us, which seems pretty nice. And then there's also, you know, if some numbers had been a little bit different, we may have been able to set up a prize count that mattered. So seems like even though it didn't really do much here, it had the potential to. I can see a couple ways this game could have gone only a little bit differently to have made it useful. Boom. And that's all she wrote, folks. So we're going to go ahead and hop in another game and see what happens. Congrats to our opponent. Deck looks sweet. Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here. Playing another match with this, another game rather, with this Serperior deck. Playing against Jack Linson. Just playing on the versus ladder for now. One thing I was going to update is that I think from now on, I'm going to start playing in tournaments. It seems like I don't think it's realistic to have. We talked about this in a previous video, but I don't think it's realistic to try to play against one of my friends all the time, just kind of with different schedules and whatnot. And I think playing on the versus ladder is probably a little bit worse than playing in tournaments, just because at least with a tournament, I can kind of say, okay, we're playing in tournament. You know, the level of competition should be a little bit higher depending on the tournament and everything. So not doing it for this one. Need to kind of arrange times a little bit better, but in the future, I'm going to. The default will be playing in tournaments, and then if I can get someone, a good player that I know to play against me, I'll do that. But I don't suspect that'll happen the majority of the time, at least. Also, want to start doing some more interesting kind of game videos and stuff. I know Serena, Radu, and I have talked about kind of starting a little series where we play against each other and then kind of upload both sides of it, which I think could be pretty interesting, but we'll see about that. All right, so Gardevoir EX. Let's attach. Let's Ultra Ball. I think we're just going to end up Sycamoring this hand, so I don't really mind. Full Octillery line in there and a full Serperior as well. Alright, and let's just pass turn. It's possible that in a deck like this, like that aggressive Sycamore there, you might not want to do. Like, it's possible that I kind of need so little that I'm fine holding the Servine and just kind of going off a little bit next turn. But I wanted to get another Snivy down in case anything happened. And I felt like it was the right play, but it's possible that you can kind of just sit back and be very conservative. That's one of the things I like about this kind of deck. It's really straightforward. Very similarly, something I talked about a lot with the Virizion Genesect deck back when that was legal in Standard is you could kind of just, you didn't have to play your supporter every turn. You could just kind of doing one thing over and over, and this deck seems similar in that sense. All right, let's evolve here. Say yes. Attach like this. Go like this. Just gonna end. Not gonna Sycamore those Serperiors away. Of course, but we did not hit a Forest / Serperior, so that was rough. But let's see if we can get anything going with this Octillery. Boom. Alright, nothing to do there. Do I want to just find Whip because they're paralyzed? Hope they don't have anything. I don't think so. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. I think it's worth it not to open ourselves up to just any kind of healing, evolution, things like that, so that could potentially blow us out. Boom. Here we go. Alright, Birch. Let's see a Tails. Let's see a Tails. Nice. Cottony, interesting. Max Elixir, hit or nah? It hits, alright. Ooh, gonna put us to sleep. Interesting. We woke up, so not a huge deal. Evolve, attach. Let's go ahead and retreat like this. Oh, actually, I think that might have been a mistake, actually. We're gonna take a knock. Yeah, that was actually egregious. Man, okay, that was a mistake. We should have we should have decided if we're going to Lysander this Gardevoir and then paralyze it, or if we were going to just take the knockout here and not worry about it. Bad plays on our part. That being said, I think we are just going to play this forest. I think we want to save the Lysander, take the knockout here, get one less energy on them, and be able to Lysander later. So let's just go ahead. This does have 40, correct? Yeah. Let's go ahead and coil. That was a big mistake. I think the Servine plays are actually pretty important in the few games I've played with a deck. It seems like because you have Forest of Giant Plants and you can set up a big evolution turn, it seems silly to play your Servines kind of wildly. Like, that ability is just so powerful. But opponent's Pokemon appears to be stuck here. But yeah, definitely that was a mistake. Don't do that. If you're end up playing this deck in Orlando, do not make that mistake. Sorry, it's just Sycamore, discards Skyla. There's a Max Elixir. Opponent hits. Alright, they need to hit one more to knock us out here. Just gonna go ahead and do 120. Interesting. I think we can, so if we Slashing Strike, it's gonna do 140. And then we can follow it up with another Slashing Strike the next turn. So I think we don't even, I think we just wait on this, play Teammates next turn. Yeah, that seems fine. The Slashing Strike boosted off the coil also knocks out Shaman, which can be relevant. So saving the Lysander for that will be nice. Let's check out this bad boy. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Whoa, alright. We're gonna get destroyed. Okay, did not know what Whimsicott did, I'll be honest with you. We got pretty wrecked there. Alright. Forest of Giant Plants comes down. So I think, so we can Lysander Teammates for a Servine, try and hit the flip, hit the Gardevoir, and then hope they don't have a way to heal the Gardevoir, or take the paralysis off. We can also just take the knockout with Slashing Strike. Our opponent would need to attach one energy at that point to knock us out in response. We could also... Okay, I think what we're going to do is this. So fine, let's see what the flip says. Tails, okay. I think we just need to take the knockout this turn and then hope that our opponent cannot find the energy to knock us out, and if they do, we can rebuild. We have used our Super Rod, but we do have our Revitalizer. Xerneas. Oh, they didn't. Nice. That is a big game indeed, especially with no Cottony. All right, I don't need to actually attach. I think so we can use Slashing Strike again. So I think we're just gonna use Coil. We don't want to, and I don't think we want to Lysander or anything. Or we can't teammates. Okay, we've attached already. No reason to get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Yes. So opponent's draws aren't great at this point. We're actually ahead on prizes. Ooh, there's the break. So we need to interesting. Okay. So I think we need to find a way to rebuild. So we have 2/2/2 of everything. We have 1 here, so if we discard it, we'll have none. So we can't do that. We can replay the forest. That will help. Do we just actually end here? Go down to 4. Oh, we can teammates. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. All right. We can teammates get these. Oops, flip. Attach. Let's draw some cards. Start thinning our deck a bit. How many Fairy Gardens our opponent gone through? 3. All right, and I think this is actually kind of an important moment. If our opponent can't get out of this, we can keep this Serperior up, knock out their Gardevoir, almost wipe their entire board of energy. They'll have 1 left here. They're not drawing much, although Trainer's Mail does. Oh, it only hits them a Spirit Link, so that's not a huge deal. So let's see what else is in their hand. This is going to be the big turn. Energy Switch. Yes, that says to me that they're just kind of saving things, although they could have a Sycamore as well. Nope, there's going to pass. Perfect. Okay. Alright, this is fine. There's a knockout. Take 2 prizes. We're down to 2. We should actually be able to win from this point. We can do like a coil into a slashing strike on a shaman if they don't bounce it back. Our opponent has 2 energy on board. Xerneas break. This is actually like the only break that I think kind of looks cool. I mean, they're all the same. They're just covered in gold, but I don't know. They're kind of neat. I don't think we need to do too much really. We're kind of good for now. And slashing strike will take out this shaman if we don't get knocked out this turn. Sycamore, okay. Another break. Energy Recycler, sounds good. Yep, just getting 4 fairy back. Trying to maximize that max elixir. Do we hit? We do. Alright, Lysander. Shaman. Slashing strike. Damage increased, and that's the game. So that kind of went a little bit more how I was figuring, or how the deck is kind of supposed to go. We were able to kind of just do what we were supposed to do. We did stumble a bit. I think the deck does have some consistency problems, just being a stage 2 in general, though. We did kind of come from a pump on behind in a way, opponent that had a big board state, so I'm not going to Florida, like I said, so I'm not sure what I would end up playing if I was. I haven't actually played every deck in Standard or anything, so I would need to think about it a little bit more. But so far, the deck seems good as long as your draws are okay. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Florida, and thanks for watching.